You have $10,000. You want $400,000. You don't want another side hustle. You don't want to trade stocks every morning. You don't want to watch charts. You don't want to become a finance expert. You want to do almost nothing. So you make one decision. You put the $10,000 somewhere it can work. And then you leave it alone. This is what happens next. You are 25. Saturday morning. Your bank account says $10,000. It took you 2 years to save it. You worked late. You skipped vacations. You said no to things your friends said yes to. And now, you have $10,000. Your friend Mike tells you what he would do. I'd flip it. Another friend says, crypto. Someone online says, turn $10,000 into $100,000 in 90 days. You almost believe them. Then you realize something. You don't want another job. You don't want to spend your nights researching companies. You don't want to predict what the market does tomorrow. You want something boring, so you choose a diversified, low-cost index fund. You invest the entire $10,000. And then, you do absolutely nothing. No selling because the market falls. No buying because someone on social media says a stock is going up. No checking every hour. You simply leave it invested. Your investment level, $10,000. It feels strangely anticlimactic. You expected something exciting. Instead, nothing happens. At least, that's what it feels like. You are 26. Your account says $10,800. You made $800. You didn't work for it. You didn't take a second job. You didn't sell anything. You were asleep for some of it. You smile. Then the market drops. Your $10,800 becomes $8,700. Suddenly, doing nothing feels stupid. Your friend Mike texts you. Told you investing was risky? You open your account. Your finger hovers over sell. You remember why you bought it. You weren't trying to get rich next month. You were trying to get rich eventually. You close the app. You do nothing. This is the first real test. Not knowing what to buy. Knowing when not to touch it. You are 28. 3 years have passed. Your original $10,000 is now around $13,000. You almost forgot about it. That's the point. Your life is busy. You change jobs. You move apartments. You start dating someone. You buy furniture. You worry about rent. Meanwhile, your money keeps sitting there. Quietly, boringly, patiently. Nobody congratulates you. Nobody even knows. And then you learn the most important word in investing: compounding. Your returns begin producing returns. Your money starts making money. And then that money starts making money. You aren't pushing the snowball. You're just letting it roll. You are 30. Your investment account, $17,000. You look at the number. It isn't life-changing, but something has changed. You no longer think of $10,000 as your ceiling. You think of it as the beginning. Your friend Mike is still trading. He sends screenshots. 1 week he's up $4,000. The next week he's down $6,000. He tells you he has found a strategy. You ask how much time it takes. Only a few hours a day. You laugh. You spent about 10 minutes that year checking your account. You go back to work. You are 33. Your account, $25,000. You didn't notice when it crossed $20,000. You were on vacation. Your phone was turned off. That's when you understand something. The best investment system might be the one that doesn't need your attention. Every hour you spend trying to beat the market is an hour you're not spending living your life. You aren't trying to become Warren Buffett. You're trying to become financially independent. You are 35. Your original $10,000 has been invested for 10 years. You check the account. $26,000. You stare at it. The number isn't impressive. Until you remember, you barely did anything. You didn't build a business. You didn't trade every day. You didn't predict the next crash. You simply owned productive assets and gave them time. Then something changes. The numbers begin getting bigger, much bigger. You are 40. 20 years have passed since you invested the $10,000. Your account is now around $46,000. You almost laugh. You remember when $10,000 felt huge. Now it feels like the seed. Your friends ask what you did. Nothing. They think you're joking. You're not. You bought. You held. You reinvested. You waited. You are 45. Your account around $68,000. You finally understand why time is so powerful. The first decade felt slow. The next decade feels different. Your money has become large enough that ordinary market movements create meaningful dollar changes. A good year can add thousands. A bad year can take thousands away. You stop thinking in days. You start thinking in decades. You are 50. 35 years have passed. Your $10,000 is now around $140,000. You sit at your kitchen table. You open the account. You stare at the number. This is the first time it feels real. Not because you're rich, because you finally see what patience can do. Your original $10,000 is still working. 35 years later, while you were working, sleeping, raising children, taking vacations, living your life, it kept working. You are 55. 40 years have passed. Your account approaches $220,000. You have forgotten most of the money ever came from that first $10,000. This is the strange thing about compounding. At the beginning, you do most of the work. At the end, your money does most of it. You are 60, 45 years. Your account approaches $400,000. You open it one morning, $398,000. You refresh, $401,000. You laugh. Not because $400,000 appeared overnight. Because you remember the day you had $10,000. You remember everyone telling you to do something with it. Trade it, flip it, spend it, double it. You did something much less exciting. You left it alone. But here's the part people misunderstand. You didn't actually do nothing. You did the hardest thing. You didn't interrupt the process. You didn't panic when the market fell. You didn't chase whatever was popular. You didn't sell because someone on television predicted a crash. You didn't turn a long-term investment into a short-term gamble. You simply allowed time to do what time does. And that is why the laziest strategy can be so powerful. Not because investing is effortless, but because once you've built a sensible system, the smartest thing you can sometimes do is leave it alone. Your friend Mike calls. He is 62. He asks how much you have. You tell him. He goes silent. You still have that same account. What did you even do? You think about it. 45 years, thousands of market days, dozens of scary headlines, crashes, recessions, booms, years when you wanted to sell, years when you wished you had invested more. You say, I stayed invested. That's the whole story. Not exciting, not viral, not a secret stock, not a magic formula. Just $10,000, a diversified investment, reinvested returns, and enough time for compounding to become visible. Real markets don't grow at a fixed rate. Some years will be terrible. Some will be extraordinary. And $10,000 does not guarantee $400,000. The result depends on the return, fees, taxes, and, most importantly, time. But the principle remains. The less you interfere with a long-term strategy, the more opportunity compounding has to work. So maybe you have $10,000 today. Maybe you have $1,000. Maybe you have $100. The amount matters. But the habit matters more. Because the most powerful investment decision you make might not be what you buy. It might be deciding not to touch it. Let the years pass. Let the businesses grow. Let the dividends reinvest. Let the returns compound. Let everyone else chase the next big thing. And you can go live your life. Because sometimes, the laziest investor in the room is simply the person who had the discipline to leave good investments alone. And one day, you may open an account that started with $10,000 and discover that time did something you never could. It turned your patience into money. Please, subscribe.